Hey, how's it going, Will?
I'm doing good. How are you doing this evening, Figsy? Or morning?
Yeah, really good. Thanks for asking.
Good,
I'm
good,
at the
good to
beach
hear.
today.
Oh well, I'm in I traveled back in time into my game room of 3 years ago. So, oh man, tonight's show. Oof. We got the when I made that thumbnail, I didn't want it to be turn into spiral into a nation versus nation thing because it's not about us versus you guys who's better and that what not, but I feel it's gonna go that way anyway.
No, I loved it. As soon as you sent it to me, I'm like, that's perfect. It looks awesome.
Good shit. So who do we have on the show tonight, Figsy? Come on,
So
tell
we're
us.
welcoming back a couple of former guests from episode number 3 and 4. We've got Andy and Joe Rad. So please welcome back Andy and Joe Rad to the podcast, guys.
Where's Andy? Oh, you got it
Yes.
backwards.
We've got it
Oh, we
backwards.
got-
We'll try it one more time. All right, it's not going to work.
Oh, it's okay.
Oh wow.
What the hell is he got? Fucking Rambo over there and shit.
What's
going on, everybody?
Guys? How's it going?
Not too bad, Jay. That background looks like something from like my BlackBerry that I owned in 2007.
That's where I got it.
Oh, are you serious? Oh, that's scary. That's absolutely scary.
So I just I figured I'd do a little game hunting out in the wild.
Yeah, there you go. That's the fucking wild right there.
In Florida or?
I'm in the African Amazon.
You guys suck.
Wait.
and everyone who
Wait.
disagrees with me sucks.
Shh. Got one.
Oh.
Lion King.
Joe, don't tell me you are on these guys' side that the wild includes pawn shops. The wild includes
Oh no.
The wild.
yeah,
it's
we're
the
going
jungle.
there, Andy.
Oh, gotta find them
The
under
wild
a
is
rock.
only buying games from your grandma.
You have
No.
to wrestle the game from a panther.
That's the wild, dude.
That's the wild.
I'm gonna say it one more time. I'm gonna say it, and this is the final say on it. You guys can't argue. The wild is buying a game or games from an individual, and it's a cash deal. Well, I guess you can buy using PayPal, but no, buying games from an individual. It's not from a store. You're not walking into a fucking Safari. This isn't a fucking. It's not a fucking game preserve where everything is
The wild
together.
is you hang out by the game store with a blow dart and a tranquilizer, and you see him going towards the door. You just and you run up like
Jesus.
a down gazelle, and you grab the games. That's the wild.
Hey, Fix, I'm pretty sure you've bought games like that before, haven't you? Like people going into EB Games and like going to trade something, and EB tells them.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Let me ask Will this story.
Sorry,
So,
I'm gonna turn off the music.
Will, is this in the wild or is this at a game shop? I am standing in the checkout at EB Games. The person in front of me is trying to sell their 360 games to EB Games, and they refused. And I turn around and say, "I'll buy them off you," and bought them off them. Is that
Well,
the
yeah,
wild?
no, that's. I mean, you're not the first person to do that,
Or is that a game
It's
shop?
it's a retail setting.
you're not buying from the store. You're buying from the individual. So I would say wild.
Yeah, but it's in a store. It's in a it's
No,
in brick
it's
and
not.
mortar.
You're not paying the store though. That's what you did is you caught a wild beast on his way to the animal preserve. The wild beast is like, yeah, I'm going to go over to this animal preserve, and you fucking nailed him before he got there. So, yes, that's technically still the wild. But no, it's got to be the wild. It's as simple as that. The wild is a deal between two individuals. I mean, if you're going to a store, you're going into a fucking brick and mortar shop, be it a pawn shop, thrift store. Those are okay. I will say this: pawn shop
Pawn
thrift
shop or
stores,
like a Goodwill.
they're
I can kinda
quasi
see
wild.
Yeah, I mean, if you find something crazy in a Goodwill, I'd say that's a good find in the wild.
Yeah, that's but it's still it's all gathered for you there, and it makes it too easy.
What about if you see a posting for a garage sale on Marketplace and you spot games in the photo? And
That's a
then you
garage
go
sale.
through yeah, but you're using the internet to find the games.
It's still the
So
wild. Fucking we go when we go hunting. We use night vision goggles. When we go hunting, we use all sorts of gimmicks and whatnot. I don't know.
We're gonna need a definition in the dictionary after this.
Yeah, I equate it to Pokemon, because in Pokemon you got to catch them all, and in video games you got to catch them all. So you got your wild Pokemon, and you catch them when you're out and fucking about. And then you got that Safari Zone. I don't know if you guys know much about Pokemon, but you got that Safari Zone.
Pokemon Snap, yeah.
Yeah, you go into the Safari.
Marketplace likes Pokemon Snap.
I can't remember which game it is, but you go in the Safari Zone and you can catch Pokemon, but they're all there gathered for you. But it's not the wild. Even Pokemon.
It's like fish in a barrel. It's like
shooting
I'll
fish
just
in a
point
barrel.
out a YouTube series that someone did. I'm sure we're all familiar with Phoenix Rising.
Fuck that
Yes.
guy.
Phoenix resale.
Phoenix Resale, yeah.
Phoenix Resale, yeah.
Phoenix Rising.
So he did a
That
game
made him
series.
sound way cooler.
Yeah, exactly. He did a
Sounds
game
like a
series
wrestler.
where he did the GameCube Gambit, and he collected, I think it was like 150 odd GameCube games. And his rule was every single game had to be in the wild, so he wasn't allowed to get any of the games online. But he went to game stores and local places to get every single one.
Now, did you notice before you even started your story? I noted that the guy was a fucking douche, and you just fucking proving my point. That guy's a fucking douche. He goes to fucking garage sales. I watched one of his videos. He goes to garage sale, right? Grandma's got a stack of fucking Nintendo games. Fucking so sweet the price already. And what does he do? He busts out his phone right in front of her face, fucking looks everything up, gets his little fucking horny collecting boner, and he fucking lowballs the woman. It's like, fuck you, man. It's a fucking grandma. Give her what she's asking. She's already asking a fucking more than fair deal, and you're gonna lowball her even more. Fuck
yeah,
you.
I agree with you, Will.
Who has to look up games?
What's
I'd
that?
just be like, I wouldn't even look them up. I'd be like,
it's a car.
I can look at a box of games and tell you right now what I'll pay for it in 5 seconds. I don't have to.
I'm the same, but I know video games because I've been collecting for 10 years.
Unless there's some weird thing in there I've never seen. Sure.
I'm definitely a strange thing person.
Yeah. But that's in the wild, it's never usually something crazy rare. Let's just be real. It's like 99% sports games, Call of Duty, and Madden.
You don't. You don't bust out your phone and start looking shit up when you're at a garage sale. I mean, because then the Nana is gonna fucking bust out her phone, start looking shit up, and then fucking it just starts a mess.
I want to counter that because I don't look video games up, but I look almost everything else up at garage sales.
Well, yeah.
Well, I hope.
Well, you sell everything, Figsy. I mean, I don't expect you to know what every book on earth is worth, or every CD or VHS tape. That's crazy.
But then, interestingly enough, I probably buy video games differently to how I buy other things because I don't want to lose, say, a buy if I'm buying video games. Where if I'm buying a bunch of books or DVDs, I don't care if they say no to my lowball offer.
Yeah, you don't care much.
So, perfect example was Saturday. I wanted to buy 20 CDs or 10 CDs, and they were really good CDs. They're all heavy metal CDs, and she wanted $2 each. And I said, "Look, I'm not going to pay more than $10 for 10." And she's like, "Oh, there's some really good ones in here." I'm like, "That's all right. I just won't take them." She's like, "Oh, okay. You can have 10 for $10." Where if it was video games, I would have been like, "Here's $20."
Take my money, bitch.
But I mean, you bring up a good point, Pigs, and we all do. If you're going in to you got to know your shit. You got to know your craft. You got to be at least fucking smart enough or savvy enough to fucking be able to spot a game and say, "Oh shit, that's a deal," and take it. You don't fucking lowball them after. I don't know. I just don't like that Phoenix resale guy. You know what? And you know what? He's not even from Phoenix. Fuck that. He's from Tennessee or some bullshit. Out of here.
Hey, Figsy, do you reckon they can sense when you're too keen on something and you know that it might be something that you've found that's worth money that they are slipping on? Or do you think they don't give it a rat's ass, really? Like, you know, when you pick something up, you go, "Oh, holy fuck, it's a fucking NBA Elite or some shit." And you found
Don't
NBA
do
Elite.
that.
Really,
Now, I've
charge rabbit.
I used to be like that. Like I would get excited over items, and I've had multiple experiences happen where the person selling it to you can also be excited for you that they're getting rid of something that you want and they enjoy that. Yeah. However, I have found moments where the person's like, "Oh, should I be raising the price more?" And it becomes awkward. I've never actually had a time where they then like reprice something and change it
Yeah.
because of what I said. However, I will note the local cash converter store. I've made the mistake in the past of like getting excited over something, and the next time that thing comes in, it's more expensive on the shelf. Andy can relate because he knows exactly what I'm talking about.
So now every time I go in there, I go, piece of shit. I don't want that fucking shit game.
I can't tell you.
Go ahead. Oh no, I was gonna say I had one time this one lady listed like a bunch of PS1 long boxes, just stuff that doesn't come up very often, and it was fair price, not amazing, but it was fair. And she lived really far away, and it was like an hour and 20 minutes. So I drove there to pick it up, and she was just like real suspicious that I drove so far for this stuff. You know what I mean? She's like, "Where are you from?" I'm like, "Oh, over here." She's like, "What about, can I get maybe 20 more?" I was like, "Oh, you serious?" Like after I drove an hour and 20 minutes,
Like,
and
I gave
it still was an amazing deal. Like straight up, they were like, it was a killer deal, but like, that was the only time that actually happened to me.
It's cliche how many how many YouTube videos were in the description. I was shaking when I was picking this up.
Yeah.
You're a fucking
This deal had me
spaz.
shaking, and the seller could tell.
Yeah. Calm the fuck down. Act like you've been there before.
Probably 2 months ago was the last time I bought something and I was shaking when I bought it. It was
Here we go.
a GameCube game for $1, and the lady scared it up as a DVD, and I was at the counter like, oh my god. I think I called Andy as soon as I left.
Yeah.
And I was like freaking out.
You video called me, and you look like Michael J. Fox. You had the.
Oh shit,
dude.
Oh my god. You son of a bitch. He's a national treasure.
You mean from Teen Wolf, right?
Yeah, from Teen Wolf.
Yeah, okay.
So it says you should bring Phoenix Resell on and take it out on him, that poor grandma.
Oh, man. I honestly don't think if we got Phoenix Resale on here and he was here in my face, I would probably be nice to him, to be honest. I'm a fucking keyboard warrior, and I'm not that much of a dickhead face to face. I try and treat every guest as I would as if I just met him in the bar, you know what I mean? So I know I couldn't be
all
a
right.
dick.
We've had 4 drinks. Let's go.
But no, I've left many an unsavory comment on his YouTube videos and several Facebook posts. But that's another story.
You can't beat him, so just be friends with him and try to get good deals.
No, you know what? Let's bring him on. Like we can just get hey Phoenix or whatever. He needs to change his name. He's not from Phoenix, and it gives people in my town a bad name.
Well, he didn't spell it. Isn't it like F-E-N?
No, he spells it Phoenix, P-H-O-E-N-I-X.
Oh, yeah.
Pahonix.
I had some really good garage sale pickups over the weekend. If you're interested in
Yes. Tell us about that.
Yes, tell us about your wild pickups.
Yeah.
So there were two video game related ones. But I will start at the first garage sale, which I drove. It was probably 40 minutes out of town. It was past Stewart, Andy.
Yeah.
And then I had to go down this private driveway, and it was just all out in the open. It was a weird garage sale. It was all rusted stuff. Sorry? Was
it past Ross-Neath?
No, it was just past the Stewart. It wasn't that far.
Okay.
Anyway, it was all crap, but it was like hundreds of years old. There was arcade machines, but they didn't look like they were working.
Yeah.
I found like a belt buckle. I walked up to the guy. I'm like, hey, how much for this? He's like, $30.
Oh, Jesus.
All right.
Wow.
It's time to leave this garage sale.
Yikes.
Okay, so I've left in a sour mood. I'm like, the day's ending. So I go to this next one that looked crap. I walk in, and it's a grandma standing there, and there's not much there. And I found some DVDs. Anyway, within the pile of DVDs, Silent Hill 3 on PS2.
Oh wow.
She's like, the DVDs are $1 each. So I grabbed that. I grabbed an Xbox
And then
game.
you pulled out your phone, and you looked it up, and you were like, 50 cents.
No, of course not. I grabbed an Xbox Connect camera, and I'm like, how much? And she's like, I don't really know. she's like $5. I'm like, yeah, that's fine. $5. Here you go.
Ripping
But
off
we
grandma.
started chatting for like 10 minutes, and her daughter came out, and by the time I left, she's like, he's such a lovely man.
I mean, we're
see?
just talking about ripping off
That's-
grandmas, and then
That's
you
hunting in the
get
wild. You
But-
fucking get it off some grandma. It's
If
there
you-
you go.
Is it ripping someone off if you give them what they asked for? Or
No.
if
It's
you
not.
lowball
It's
them?
not.
No.
It's everyone. If everyone's happy in a deal, then that's fine. And
You
there's
Sorry.
as long as you haven't tried to cut them down so much on something that's already the best deal in the world, then so everyone's
And like I will. It wasn't the best deal in the world. There are some scratches on the disc, so I've actually put it aside until I get a disc cleaner. In saying that, it's still Silent Hill 3 for PS2 for $1.
It
gets
you could sell
better,
the
though,
case of
guy.
the manual for quite
Yeah,
a bit.
exactly. I mean, the artwork
cares?
alone. Is $50.
Yeah. Mm.
So I went to a couple more garage sales, found nothing, but then I went to one more. I've got like $40 left in my wallet. I'm like, I don't want to spend too much. And I'm looking through, and there's some decent stuff here. It's like a lot of new items, like board games and DVDs. And I found a Monopoly board for Sailor Moon. I'm like, yeah, I'll grab this. It's like $50 on eBay. It was $20. I'm like, all right, I'll grab that. And then below that, I found a pile of DS games and a couple of Game Boy games. There's like Mario Kart DS. There's Pokemon Sapphire. It's Australian Power Legit. And I've already paid for the Monopoly board. And I'm like, hey, how much for the video games? And she's like, oh, you can just have them.
There you go.
So I'm in shock.
See,
So anyway, it was for her daughter, who was like 2 years old. So I had $20 more in my wallet. So I wanted to give her more money because she just gave me these video games. So I'm like, how much are the DVDs? This is where it gets funny. She's like, oh, the DVDs are $8 a DVD. I like to pay $1 a DVD, but being the fact that I just got such a good deal, I'm like, all right, I'll spend $20. So I grabbed 5 and I said, would you take 20 for these 5? And she did. So I walked out pretty happy.
But then you're setting her expectation that she's going to get $8 per DVD. The next
ruined it
person.
for
Well, I
everybody.
bought 5 DVDs for 20. It was a full series.
Yeah. So then
it's
Fixie, like,
selling Sorry.
the next person's going to come in and like she's going to have a country practice on on a DVD, and she's going to be like, oh, $20 for that. Someone else just paid it. So
I think going to garage sales regularly, having seasons for $5 to $10 isn't unregular. Like, a lot of people think their DVDs are worth that, and they are online, but unless you're actually gonna go and sell them, it's not. And if she wants to get rid of stuff, she's gonna realize, okay, only one person bought the DVDs. I'm gonna have to lower the price.
yeah, no, that's fair enough.
If I can, that's what in my town. I don't know. Well, you said Townsville from where? Oh, sorry if I'm doxing you. It's as big as Scottsdale, which is a pretty big town by any standard, but here there's too many sharks in the water here. I couldn't find deals like that you get, Pigsy, over here anymore because too many freaking flippers out there. I can't tell you. Last time I went garage sale hunting with a friend, every place we went, we asked, you got video games? You got video games? Like, no, you missed them. Somebody was here. Somebody was here at the crack of dawn. Somebody was already here. Somebody was already here.
Yeah, but it's not like that here. Like, I go to places, and very rarely has there been someone before me buying the video games, unless they've made a post on Facebook saying video games at this garage sale. Andy can probably confirm to that.
Yeah. If they mention that there's video games in the post, or you see them in the photo, you'll have shit tons of people just messaging saying, "Can I buy them now? Can I buy them now?" And they'll try and swindle. And some old people are just like, "Oh, fuck off!" Like, it would literally tell the people to piss off. Like, come here and try and get them on the day, and they don't want to deal with people. They just want people to turn up to their house and give them money. They don't want people pre-buying games the night before they're. So I mean, it works both ways. You got to sometimes be there to actually get the stuff. So,
Joe, do you still go garage sale hunting?
Not anymore, friend. I gave it up a couple years ago.
Years ago.
Right at the start of COVID, honestly, when prices started going wild, and I just stopped. I don't know. I just wasn't finding, like you said, deals as much anymore. And they're still out there, but like I have like a local shop in town, and they send people out and to buy stuff. And
Oh,
there's
really?
oh yeah, and then there's like people, flea market guys, like crazy, are really aggressive in the area I'm in. And like if you go on Craigslist, 100 posts by just resellers and people selling stuff to flea market guys, which they're nice, and I've actually got a lot of deals from them. So it's cool.
Refresh my memory. What city or town? What's the big town?
I'm in New
What-
Hampshire, so like Manchester, Concord, Boston. I'm in that area. Medford.
So
Yeah,
I have a question for you guys. Obviously, you guys are in larger American cities. So how many stores do you have in your city that are just game stores? So like you could go in there and buy old games at pretty much eBay prices. Like how many stores do you have that are around you where they're just a dedicated retro video game store, what you call it?
For me, I have Game Crazy, One Up Games. What the hell's that place called? Fallout Games, and those are straight up. Those are 3 straight up game stores.
Wow.
Video game, and then I got Zia Records, which is a buy sell trade, so they do games, music, video.
Yeah.
And then I have the hell's the other place? I quit going to them. House of the Dead, House of the Used. They also do games, and that's just in my area. That's within 15 minutes of me. 15 minutes driving in any direction. Of
What
course,
about you, Joe?
GameStop too.
Do you have a lot of retro game stores around?
Well, we have a couple. We have 2 GameStops in my town, and we have a dedicated retro store, and they're nice guys. They're actually really fair. Their prices are like usually, I don't know, I'd say 70% of eBay. You know,
wow.
That's not
basically,
bad.
That's pretty cool.
yeah, they have decent deals. Like a game that I'd see on eBay for $120, they're probably selling it for like $80-$90. And if you're willing to trade in stuff, you can get great deals because they give you good value for trades. Like they're cool. But they're also looking to make money. Like I've tried to make trades and deals with them, and they're like, "No,
They're not a
get
charity.
out of here."
They're not
No, I'm just like, I have a really rare game, and you have a really rare game, and I don't have any money. Can we trade? And they're like, no.
Oh wow.
I'm like, this one's worth more, and they're like, I don't care. We're not doing that. I'm like, all right, fair enough. But
They're
hey,
pretty burnt.
I tried to trade them a Suikoden 2 for a copy of R-Type Delta, and they didn't want to do it. And
Sudoku too.
it's worth, sorry, Sudoku. Sudoku 2, excuse me, my bad.
Said not me.
I had an extra copy, and I wanted R-Type Delta, and that game. Now that game Sudoku 2 is worth a lot more. So,
Joe, that's interesting because like I sell things, and I would say me and Andy do sort of deals like that.
Yeah.
And to me, I only like to do it if I'm selling something where the thing I'm getting will sell quicker than what I'm actually selling, and I'll still get the same price for it.
That's kind of what their logic too was. There's like they were just like, we've gotten this game Sudoku 2 like a bunch of times. This is the first R-Type Delta we've seen in 2 years or something. They were like, no, we're just in the. And I immediately bought it. So I was like, all right, fine.
Like any company, really. They just want things that move fast. They don't want inventory sitting there for 2 years. Like a $50 or $60 or $70 game. They don't care if it sits there for a week, but they would care if it sat there for 2 years and no one bought it. So
I feel like the more expensive games obviously do have a much nicher market. Like there's lots of games that are incredibly valuable, but who's really going to buy them? It's just not that many people.
What about you guys? Do you guys have any dedicated video game stores in your town?
No. So that's sort of what I was getting at. I wanted to ask you guys what you had around you. For us, there's not really such thing as a local retro video store, really, other than like pawn shops.
House.
Yeah, Figsy's house, really. But like other than that, I can't go to just a brick and mortar store somewhere around town that has old retro games and stuff that I could overpay for. It just doesn't exist here in a small country town in Australia.
Hey, Andy, I don't know if you're aware of this, but a city 5 hours north of us is called Cairns, and there was actually a dedicated local games shop in Cairns for years called Gauntlet.
Oh, yes.
Unfortunately, today they don't exist. The reason I'm mentioning Cairns is one of the guys in chat, Ferbs, just said, nothing up here in Cairns. I'll swear I'm the only one hunting games.
Yeah.
Oh
Because
man, I wish.
we're just small country towns, really. Like, for instance, Kansas, 200 miles, I guess you'd say. And it's 200 miles away. And in between Cairns and Townsville, there's paddocks and cows and shit. Like, there's nothing for 200 miles either way. So
If we're in New England where I'm from, like if you want to collect and you're willing to drive, that is definitely the way to get stuff, because the more like farther you're willing to drive out in the boonies, the better your stuff you're gonna find for sure.
Always.
Like up in like Maine and northern New Hampshire, it's like 2 hours away, pickup only, and just people aren't gonna do it. So if you're willing to,
I'd be tempted.
I've made some
definitely.
trips, man. If you have to get like a PS3 backwards compatible something, I'll make the trip.
All right, well, that's my question. What's everyone's biggest trip they've done for a video game pickup?
can I start first? And it's hardware. I drove 300 kilometers to pick up 2 CRT TVs.
What? Really?
Yeah, there's just I looked on
were
Marketplace to find these CRTs.
Were they PVMs or anything, or just regular?
No, they were like they were Panasonics or something, but they were pretty high quality ones with component and all the different video inputs. They were a later model CRT, but there was 2 of them and they were in really good condition. And someone just had them in their beach house that was 300 kilometers away, and they just hadn't used them in years. And I'm like, I'll take them. So yeah, I drove 300 kilometers, like 300 kilometers there, and then 300 kilometers back for a dirty old CRT.
Yeah, I capped my 45 minutes one way. That's as far as I'll go. So an hour and a half back and forth. That's my limit.
What about if it's for like a holy grail, but like what if it's for something you really, really want?
I have passed on so much good shit because why? It was more than 45 minutes away.
That's what I'm saying. Like
I hate driving. I don't like driving. I just don't like it.
I feel
you got like 5-lane highways and shit, don't you? Like 5 ways each way highways and stuff.
Yeah, and they're fucking clogged up every inch of the way.
That's true.
More roads doesn't mean better roads.
Yeah, it's true. It's probably means worse roads.
This means more dickheads on the road.
So what about you, Figsy? What's the furthest you've ever traveled to?
I traveled an hour there and an hour back to pick up Cyberbike as well as the bike.
Oh, okay. So whereabouts is this Cyberbike right now, and like how much use has it had?
It sits upstairs waiting to be listed on eBay.
And how many times have you tried offering it?
Collection.
How many times have you tried offering it to me?
Probably every time you come over.
Yeah. Hey,
you want to buy a Cyberbike, Andy?
Cyberbike that's the Nintendo thingy.
No, it's right? PlayStation. So it's a PS3 controller, but it's an exercise bike.
Yeah.
So the lady I bought it off, you actually used it for rehabilitation. She never used the game, so the game was still factory sealed. I bought it for the collection because I was going for a full set. I'd never seen this game before. It was like 2015. I was so excited.
That's cool.
But she's like, I'm not selling the game without the bike, so I bought the bike as well.
Jeez,
what did you end up paying for it, if you don't mind me asking?
$40, I believe.
That's pretty cool.
I probably paid more in fuel than the actual bike because I had a Commodore back then.
How rare would you say the actual hardware or that game and the hardware is? Like, do you think many copies and that hardware sold in Australia?
Not in Australia at all. I believe you had to actually order it online, like a Denos Direct type thing.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So it was on the TV and you called up and ordered it, and that's how it was sold. My friend TJ, who was on the podcast previously, actually had a box one, and he actually gave me the box.
Oh, wow.
When I was in Sydney, I had the box for it. I went to the airport. I'm like, I'm going to take this home, have a complete copy. They wanted $200 just to take the box. So, unfortunately, the box went in the bin. Sad moment. So,
let me guess. Was it Jetstar?
Probably.
Yeah. No.
I'm sure.
Just a guess. Yeah.
Oh my god, I gotta take a piss. Whoever has
30
minutes on the
Dang.
Will's got to take a piss pool wins this.
I have 48.
I'm at 25.
Do we do Prices Right rules? Because then
Be
Fixie
right
wins. Man.
Joe, how about you? What's the furthest you've gone for a pickup?
Well, it's funny that that time I was just talking about for those PS1 long box games was one of that was about an hour, but it was like I think $80, and I got Doom, Twisted Metal, Philosoma, Wrestling, the arcade game, Destruction Derby. Oh gosh, like 2 or 3 assault rigs. There was a bunch I sold too, and then a whole bunch of jewel case games too. It was crazy. And
so
then,
are they like PS1 games in a PS2 case or something? Is that
No, they're sort of like
just
Sega
huge.
Saturn games, I would say.
Sega Saturn size?
Yeah, they're sort of like glass, big. Yeah, they're interesting. Nothing like what we've got over here.
Yeah, I in my mind I've seen them, but
the like the original PlayStation 1 games came in these
Yeah.
giant long box
Oh,
cases.
that's
They're really fun to collect, dude. I love these
Yeah.
things. Yeah, I think one of your guests said they had a full long box set. I was like, woo, that is expensive. But yeah, I have a few of them. I got like 4 or 5 that I kept.
so roughly how many games do you reckon were released in that long box format?
Oh, geez, not too many. It's probably around like 100 around there. I'm gonna guess.
Okay.
I don't
And
know you. I never
Was there a
attempted to
reason-
full
Was there a
set, so.
reason for that packaging? Like, was there a reason why they did that? You reckon?
I probably just to be more like Sega. That's
Yeah.
what my guess would be. Like,
Which
to
is
mimic.
kind of weird, thinking that Sony wants to be like Sega. Like,
Well, they had a beef with Nintendo. Remember, it was
Yeah.
supposed to be like Nintendo's CD system, and then so I have a feeling that's what they're going. But then, cheapness won out, and we ended up with the little jewel cases. I wish we still got these giant,
so
beautiful
are they made of
cases with
are they made
huge
of
mandibles.
plastic?
So there's a whole bunch of different types. There's cardboard ones, like this is a cardboard one.
Yeah.
And then there's like hard shell, clamshell ones too. Like I have one of those.
Yeah.
Too, I'll show you.
Okay, I wasn't aware that there was different types. That's crazy.
Yeah. Because PlayStation 1 dual cases definitely don't hold up today, durability wise. Like, they're so fragile.
Even CD singles don't hold up today. Like,
No.
the plastic just dies.
All you've got to do is tap it once, and then you get a massive crack down the middle of it.
So I have like
Open it for the first time in 10 years and it snaps.
comes in like a jewel case too.
Well, that's cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
what's
So
that?
that's what I
MC
imagine they were all like.
WrestleMania
WCW?
arcade game. Just
Oh,
not
WrestleMania.
WWF. Oh, this is old school. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay, so that's a giant jewel case. And then the other one was cardboard.
Yeah, and there's like different variations of them, I guess. Like, see how this one has like this like line down the spine. I guess some of them don't have that. There's
Yeah.
different cover variations. They're cool. Not hard to find them not destroyed. Like most of the time, like you'll see like all this is peeled off and water
Nice.
damage or time grime, I call it. Covered in
Time
gross
grime?
stuff. Yeah, just 30-year-olds covered in who knows what.
Body grease.
Yeah,
Just
ugh.
people's body grease.
I don't want to know.
Skin follicles.
But honestly, that's not even the farthest. That was a long. The farthest I ever went was probably like an hour and a half, and that's because this guy, for $40, had like a box of PSP games, and he had 2. It was like all RPGs, just
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
like he had Persona 2 and Persona 3 in there, and
Yeah.
I was just like, I'm driving to wherever you are for $40, and like I bought that immediately. So that was probably one of the best pickups I ever got. Because nobody looks at PSP, like just nobody cares. And like literally when I got to the guy's house too, he was like, I was about to go to the pawn shop. I had this post up for weeks. Nobody messaged me. I'm like, I am so glad you didn't.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
He would have went to the pawn shop and they would have been like, I'll give you about 50 cents a game.
Yeah,
You know.
he would have given $10. I mean, I give him $40 for it, but that was probably one of my
More than he
only,
would have
like,
got at the pawn shop.
I was shaking, but I was very pleased. Except now, now I got to buy Persona 1, which is expensive. So that's a problem because that's how it is. So I either have to sell 2 and 3 or buy 1. I can't have 2 and 3 just sitting there. That's not going to happen.
Did you see
First world problems.
Persona 5 Goldens on Game Pass now for the Xbox? It's pretty cool.
Oh, that is cool.
What's the difference between golden and just straight up 5?
Do you mean Persona 4 Golden?
4 is gold and 5
No,
is royal.
5. Oh,
Royal,
yes. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so 4 was the only release. 4 Golden was only released on the Vita. Now it's on Xbox. Is that the case? Or is
I know Royal got released all over the place recently, so like on the Switch
okay?
and everything.
All right, sweet.
Are you looking it up,
Well,
Andy?
on the PS3, we just got fighting games, and then Persona 5 got released like really late in the system's life cycle, so it was weird.
Hey, I just picked up the 2 Persona dancing VR games. Oh yeah.
Nice.
I just
it's Persona 5 Royal that came out recently on Game Pass for the PC and for the Xbox 360.
Today I went to GameStop today. Something I don't usually do, but a lot of Facebook posts going around about their $5 games, so they're clearing out some shit. They had 13 Sentinels for $5, which I passed on it because I already have it. I got the one with the art book and the Slippy. So
you can see Figsy just sitting there like grinding his teeth and fucking.
Yeah.
I want to tell Will how much I spent on my copy of 13 Sentinels.
But I had 13 Sentinels just in a box. Regular. I passed on it, but I did pick up Persona 5 Strikers, P5S Strikers, and
for $5.
$5, yeah. And
wow.
But the other games that were up for grabs weren't available. But
a good story. I was actually going to buy that Strikers game recently, but Figsy actually bought all the copies in town.
What a dickhead!
Yeah.
I've got one for sale if you want one.
Yeah, that's exactly. That's so funny, dude. You know what's funny about that 13 Sentinels game is I actually got my copy. I got the art book version too. I got it off of a random site where people sell used clothes.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Some lady was selling all these used clothes, and then that game for like $20.
We have that. We have a website of that in Australia.
I'll buy it, and it showed up. I couldn't believe it. I was shocked.
Take it.
You thinking of Etsy?
No, it's not like Etsy. It's literally for, like he said, it's just literally for people selling used clothes. And I had no idea there was media on there. It was pretty cool.
That's all that was ever. It's all used clothes, and then that game. It was one of the sketchier purchases I made. I'm like, I don't know if this is going to show up. It feels.
What was the name of the site, Joe?
Oh God, I mean, it's probably in my spam still somewhere. Like I don't.
Well, Joe's looking that up. So if we go back like a year, I got a bit of FOMO with 13 Sentinels, and I couldn't find a copy, and went absolutely crazy. And then one popped up on eBay for an auction, which I won for $175.
Are you fucking kidding me? You paid $175 for 13 Sentinels?
Now, to be fair, the Aussie copy is really rare, but it was right after I bought Odin's Spear, and I just got on that FOMO with Atlas, and I do regret it now.
Yeah. And here's Will just going.
It was called
$5.
I even got the slipcover art book version for it. Was like,
hey, if you race back to GameStop now and get it, I'll buy it off you for $15.
It's called Poshmark. If you want to
Poshmark, I've heard of Poshmark.
Yeah.
Are you serious, Andy? Do you want me to go back and grab some?
No, man. I want the Oz PAL copy. Like you got to have the PAL copy. So
yeah, I'll put a sticker over it. You'll be fine. That's how you guys do it over there, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Speaking of PAL copies,
La, 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 la.
I want to ask you guys, like, what are your biggest pet peeves when collecting? Because one of my biggest ones is when people list the wrong region on their games when they sell them to you.
Oh,
like,
Jesus.
I can't even tell you how many times I'm like, what a great deal. And then I get the PAL copy that's worth like $50 less or something. I'm like, God,
I guess it's more on eBay when it's a reseller that just uses a generic photo of a game. And then when it ends up arriving, it's not what the photo was. So like they could have a picture of an Oz PAL game as a stock photo. I mean, I've made the mistake in the past when I first started collecting, and I know better now. But pet peeve would definitely be buying the wrong region because they're using the wrong stock photo.
I have to deal with that more often than we do. But just trying to get the Australian version is a huge pain.
If I see a stock photo in the pic, I don't even fuck with it. Fuck you.
I almost never do.
But
I
no,
happens to be on Amazon though. Like that's the type of crap that pisses me off. You like buy it off of Amazon, and then like it's all stock photos. There are no photos, and they send you the wrong ones.
is a third party seller, or was it
it's
Amazon
third-party
proper?
seller.
Okay.
No, yeah. I just have. So if anyone wants a PAL copy of Truck Driver, by the way, I got you.
I mean,
hit
I've
me up.
seen-
I am looking for that one, pal. But I need to see if it's got an Aussie release first, because then I'll only be after an Aussie copy.
Hey, fair enough, man.
No,
I've seen other weird things where I don't know if you guys will know that your PS1 cases have green shit all over the spines, and ours don't.
Greatest hits ones do. I think.
Yeah, the greatest hits ones. I remember seeing on Marketplace an old person selling a box basically of greatest hits PS1 games, but they didn't know that they were NTSC copies. So I mean, anyone could just buy them over here, thinking that they're buying PAL games and put it in their old Super Nintendo, their old PlayStation, and it not work. So.
Yeah,
I've got one that relates to EB Games and GameStop, and I guess a couple of other retailers do this as well. It's when they gut their games and they put the discs in a separate drawer to where the game's actually sold.
Yeah.
And then when they've got multiple copies of one game, the disc can get mixed up. So suddenly you buy Game of the Year edition and you get home and you open it up and you've got the standard edition. That's my pet peeve.
Okay, but there's a worse thing when it comes to that. And I've noticed that EB Games have been doing this where, say, Far Cry 5 was released in 15 different versions with different DLC. Basically, GameStop will probably do this in America as well, but EB Games definitely do it here. They'll just get the deluxe edition, the case, and get a permanent marker out and just mark out the deluxe part of the actual artwork, and then just jam the standard disc inside that case.
Yeah, no, I've never seen that. Oh my
That
god,
one drives me insane.
I'd
return it immediately if it was
I
my
come out of the bin and I asked the guy behind the counter, I'm like, why do you guys do this? He's like, oh, because people get it home and complain that like the DLC's not on the disc because it's a deluxe case with the normal game inside it. I'm like, well, you're just fucking artwork. Like, anyway.
Yeah, fuck them. They need to be called out. I'd fucking punch someone in the throat over that shit.
Oh, yeah. GameStop is responsible for throwing away thousands and thousands of cases of manuals over the years. They're just
my
god! Like, oh god, collectors. The heartache thinking about it.
There's I can't remember the guy's name, but his whole channel, it's on YouTube. It's just him rummaging through fucking GameStop dumpsters.
Yeah, and there's all old 360 games in there.
And the guy comes out with some shit, fucking some gold. Of course, he grabs tons of shit because he just takes these bags home and he runs home with them. And fucking sure he gets fucking.
Now that's in the wild. That's what I'm talking about.
That's as wild as it gets.
That's
the
guy,
wild.
Yeah, the guy's got. This guy's got a soda cup with a fucking used condom in it and shit. But he's also finding Pokemon in there as well. Fucking shit. Let's go.
Or like 50 million copies of that Burger King game, like the Burger King, the Sneak.
Oh
Sneak
my
game.
god, fuck that game.
Something happened with that. So that was an expensive game, and then there was like a warehouse in Peru that had like 50,000 copies, and they all got shipped to someone in America or something.
It's called Sneak King, and then
I think
there's like 4 other ones, and
then they're all Burger King games, I believe.
Yeah, fucking Burger King.
Hungry Jacks,
you dude. Oh man,
Hungry Jacks, man.
The best promotion I can remember for video games across fast food was Pizza Hut. Do you remember this, Joe? They used to put PS1 demo discs with Pizza Hut. That was
that was awesome.
Demo discs in the back of the day when those it was like, oh my fucking god, that was fucking great.
Awesome.
And that's how I found
something similar actually, but it wasn't for PlayStation, it was for PC. And it was with like cereal. You'd get like Age of Empires.
Age of Empires, yes. In your Kellogg's, you'd have your cornflakes, and then you get a full copy of Age of Empires for the PC inside your cereal box. Like you didn't have to redeem it or anything like that. The full
you got the whole game.
I'm talking.
The disc was inside the fucking box.
Every single kid at school had this copy from their Kellogg's. They didn't own the game. They owned this copy. Like, no one bought the full game.
No.
Hilarious.
Right there's a difference between Australian and US collecting. You guys
We
get a
got-
full game, we get demo discs.
We got Chex Quest though. Don't you remember Chex Quest? It was
No,
like
I
Chex-
don't.
Chex Doom. Basically, it was like Doom, but it was like It's hilarious. AVGN made an episode about it.
Is that Doom with like a custom WAD file or something?
They made a brutal Chex Quest where it's like gory and like really disgusting,
Yeah.
but like it's like a kid's game and it's like an FPS game, like old Wolfenstein or old Doom or something. But it's like, you know, kiddie and goofy and silly. But it was you know, for a free game that came in a box of cereal, it was pretty good.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Free games are always good. Bigsy, let's go to the chat. Chat's piling up, and we already heard from these two dickheads before. So let's talk to the chat, see what those guys got going on. No offense,
Yeah,
guys. I
welcome
love you.
everyone in today, guys. So we've got Hattie in. Welcome, Hattie.
Hey, what's up, Hattie? How you doing? Say hi to Hattie.
We've got Ferbs up in Cairns. Welcome, Ferbs. Bamfi over in Romania.
What's up, Manfi?
We got Chaos in chat. Welcome, Chaos.
Chaos.
You leave Steve alone.
No.
Turner. G'day, Turner. Ellis family. Welcome, Ellis family.
This isn't a family show, but welcome aboard. Anyway.
Yeah.
Finally caught you guys live. Welcome, Stefan
Hey.
from Malta.
Stefan, is it Steven or Stefan? Either way, he's my new favorite. Thank you, Stefan, for backing me up on the what is and what isn't the wild. And he's correct. You guys are all fucking wrong. Moving on.
So before I do, I'll actually mention when I was in Malta back in 2018, I actually went to Stefan's house and seen his PlayStation 3 collection and played games with him and hung out and met some of his friends and had an awesome time. So
That's cool.
That's
hope
really
to get him
cool.
on the podcast soon, and I hope to go back to Malta in a few years and catch up with him again.
Nice.
We've got Lulu Girl. Welcome, Lulu Girl.
Is she talking about the bicycle game?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Cyberbike. Ellis family was saying, I drove 2 hours to pick up a Sega Dreamcast. Halfway, the man messaged me and changed his mind. Oh, did that ever happen to you guys? So that actually relates to a question that I wanted to ask. So I was going to ask, what's the furthest you guys have driven for a deal that didn't work out? So it's a very, very similar question.
I am lucky. I'm knock on wood. No, this is fucking plaster, but I've never had a deal fall through where the worst that's happened to me is I set up the meet, I'm ready to go, and then I get the call back. So and so offered $5 more. I'm like, really? We had a fucking deal. Fuck you. Here's another $10, and I went and picked it up. But no, that's the worst that's happened to me. I've never had a deal fall through. Fingers crossed. My arthritis. Anyway.
I guess I've gotten extra and free shit from somebody from them telling me to meet them at their house. And then I go to their house and then like half an hour later, they're still not there. And then I just literally fucked off home. And then they messaged me saying, oh, I'm so sorry. I got stuck here. Come now, bring the money. And I'm bringing the money and I ended up leaving with 3 extra things that I didn't pay for that they were just giving me. So I guess it can work in your favor.
That's lucky.
Yeah, so I had something sort of similar. I've never had like driven really far, but I was working on this guy with the deal for like 2 weeks on like he had a fully backwards compatible PS3 and a stack of games. And like, I was like, yes, I will come by it. Yeah, like, all right. So then the day comes and all of a sudden he's like, I also have an Xbox 360 and a bunch of games. And I'm like, I don't care. Like, that's great news. Then he's like, do you want that? And I'm like, no, I don't even know. I don't even send me any pictures. I don't even know what you have. Like, I'm definitely not going to like say, yes, I'm going to buy this. I don't know what you're even selling. You can't just spring like, and then the guy was just like, all right. And then like, I never heard from him again. And I was just like, come on.
You.
Like,
yeah,
I'm like, I'm so sorry. I agreed to buy what you were selling.
Yeah, he was offering you the consolation prize, basically.
No, he wanted me to buy both. He wanted me to buy both things. He wanted like another $100 for the X. He wanted me. The only way he would sell me the PS3 with all the stuff I wanted is if all of a sudden I had to buy an Xbox 360 and a bunch of games that I had no interest in.
Yeah, but you could have just resold them, I guess.
If I had known that would like ended the deal, I would have done it just for the PS3.
Yeah, definitely.
But people are so flaky. Yeah, dude, I'll try to get as many of those as I possibly can. I want to have like 10 of those things if I can get them. I want one of those test systems that your boy Marcus showed. He's got to make that happen for me somehow.
You need those eBay searches that he's got.
I do. I need some help because those things are sick. I really want one.
Oh, you're talking about a debug unit?
Yeah, like the test consoles they have, like the developers ones. Yeah.
Do you want? Do you want the tool or the test more? Which one gives you a bigger collecting boner?
The tool supposedly has like better RAM, according to Marcus. So obviously, I want that one. It's more powerful, obviously. But either one would be amazing. I should have
asked them if they were like compatible, like.
I think they're region free
across
for
like
even PS1 and PS2. I think so.
They've got a setting inside there where it basically says fake region. You just select the box and you can fake and tell the console to whatever. You can do anything with a debug console.
I could ruin my life with import collecting. Then that would be so awesome. I would love that.
It's
knock out another wall.
It's like your Persona 2 and 3 on PS3. Now you need number 1, you know.
Dude, I'm so bad when it comes to that. So I am totally obsessive about stuff like that. Like I can't sleep if I have perfect example. You know what drives me crazy is Dead Rising 1, 2, and 4 came out on the PS4 and 3 never got released. And I literally bought a 360 copy just to put it in the damn slot. Like I couldn't. I was just like, I just want to own 3.
Is it? Are you kidding me? Wait.
Yeah, I don't think.
Which one's 3? Is that like Frank's Big Package? What am I thinking of?
That's 4. 3 does have a weird name though. They all have like goofy names.
Yeah, 3 isn't on PS3 either. We only got 2. So.
It's just as an Xbox exclusive for some reason.
Oh my god!
For now, it might get a release later down. Limited Run might do a copy, guys. Don't hold it.
Keep it down. They're watching. Keep it down.
They will, but it'll only be a collector's edition for $250.
Yeah.
I was like so excited when I heard the Dead Space
collector's edition too, and it comes with like a helmet with $700 shipping.
Yeah, it comes with the dildo chainsaw that you can build in the game.
Like at the end of the day, publishers and stuff don't really care about collectors and you collecting everything for one system. They just care about money. So it's whoever pays the most gets that on that system. So there must be a reason.
The question I asked you guys, I had a good answer for it. I messaged a lady on Facebook. It was like 3 months ago, and I messaged her on Wednesday for a bunch of video games, and she told me where she was. It was probably an hour drive north, and I'm like, all right, I don't think I want to buy these games, so I sort of just said it's a bit too far for me. Anyway, I'm garage sailing on Saturday, and I seen the same lady posted a garage sale. And I'm like, well, I found nothing. I know she's got these video games. Fuck it. I'm going to drive an hour out of town to go and find them. I drive an hour out of town. I get to her garage sale. It's not on. Like, the house is all locked up. I've driven an hour out of my way. So that was my worst experience.
Did she shut it down or did she move away?
I don't know. I messaged her. I got no response. Fucking
bang on the door. No, man. I've had a couple deals where I had to bang on the door. I'm out front. Fuck that. 10 minutes later, I'm fucking banging on the goddamn door.
Okay. Another question for you guys then. This is related to picking games up. I have a really bad habit of punching in the wrong digits into my GPS. So say someone wants me to pick up a game from, this is just a made up name, 28 Somerset Drive. Just stupidly, I'll go, 30 Somerset Drive. And I end up going to the wrong house and knocking on the door saying, hey, I'm here to pick up them things. And they're just like, what? And then I go back out to the car again and just realize that I'm an idiot. And the house is 2 days down. So can you relate to this?
No, I can't relate at all.
Okay. It's just an Andy thing.
I've done it once. And I can remember it because the guy like looked at me real angrily, like, "What the fuck are you doing in my house?"
Yeah.
And I'm just standing there waving like $50. Hey man, I'm just here to buy that video game. And he's like, "Wrong house, fuck off."
Dude, I gotta try that. Just go banging on random doors saying, "Hey, I'm here to pick up the fucking games." What you got?
I can count 5 times on my fingers that I've done that. And the last time I was buying a boxed Wii U, I went to the completely wrong house. And then when I went back out to my car again, I noticed that there was some guy just down the road standing out of this driveway going like this. I'm like, oh, that must be the house.
That's some airhead shit right there.
See, now that I've done that once, every single time I get to an address, I double check because I don't want to make that mistake again.
I'm too excited most of the time to check that shit. So.
Yeah, you get too horny. Shit happens.
That's it. Getting horny in the wild.
Horny in the wild. Jesus.
No, my thing is usually when I'm meeting somebody and they're like, "I'm in a blue sedan," and I just walk up to every blue car like, "Hello, oh sorry," and then I act like I'm like drop my keys.
And you've got money in your hand too, so it looks like you're soliciting prostitution or something. I got $20.
Yeah, some fucking hookers blowing some other dude, and you're waving $50 in the window. I'm next. I got next.
Wait your turn, honey.
And that's not what I call a happy accident.
So you got those Mario games or what?
I'm out of money, actually. Sorry, guy.
Sorry. Oh, Jesus. What else we got in the chat, Figsy?
So we got Robert watching on Facebook. If you guys didn't know, the podcast is live streamed on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch, and then you can watch it later on YouTube. We're also now on Spotify, and as of yesterday, we're now on iTunes.
You fucking Apple users. You got it. You win. Fuck you. Who else you got?
Robert was saying John Hancock's got a complete long box PS3 set. That's pretty cool. I've seen that collection. It's amazing.
Yeah, he's even got variants and stuff. He's wild. That guy's got everything though.
Chaos was saying I bought a box of brand new jewel cases to replace the broken ones. Was that recently, Chaos, or did you do that a few years ago?
Wow, that's cool. So like brand new, genuine PlayStation jewels? Because I mean, yeah.
We're all waiting for him to respond. We're like 20 minutes behind in the chat. So
Rasmus is talking about Andy's background of Steve Irwin. Welcome, Rasmus.
Are we getting this guy on the show later?
Yeah, Rasmus will be on the 27th, I believe. Chaos is saying Speedy Diver, I think you're referring to, well.
Yes, Speedy Diver, exactly. Yeah, Speedy Diver. I've never seen. I don't think the guy's ever revealed his face on camera. If he has, I missed it. But no, yeah, that guy's always up in good dumpsters.
This is the dumpster diver dude.
He brings home bags and he fucking throws them in his yard and he spreads all this fucking garbage out and starts picking out the fucking shit. And he's like, every 5 minutes he's like, "Oh shit, it's a raccoon." It's fucking crazy. But yeah.
Chaos answered the questions before about the PS1 cases. He said, no, they're just replacement CD cases.
I guess it's easy to do if it's a normal dual case, but if it's a double thing, where would you find brand new ones of those?
It'd be like PS1 collecting over here with CD cases. Like it's the same, but it's not the same, if that makes sense. Or Blu-ray cases or DVD cases.
Luckily here, the PS1 and regular CD cases are the same case. So it's really easy to replace. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I bought a bunch of like old cheap country albums from Walmart, like from a bin, and I just took all the cases and fixed up all my. Yeah, I did that years ago.
Let's go. Yeah,
that's actually really cool. I'm jealous.
You can separate.
Oh, you can make them look brand spanking new.
You can separate the back, the tray that's in the back, and you pull that apart, and you can shove your piece of.
Here we've got to go try and find like 5 different copies of Mary Kate and Ashley. What is it called? What's that crappy game that's like
$5 but even those copies are usually in the small case. It's hard to find the big case ones.
Yeah.
And so the problem here with the big case games, even if you find one that you can replace, because they're now 20 years old, you sometimes break them just by like ripping them out. You've actually got to like bend the plastic to get it out. I'll do a demo in an upcoming podcast, and because it's ridiculous. Like now that I've done it 20 or 30 times, I'm getting good at it. But I broke like the first 10 cases trying to
and then sold the games to me. Yep.
I will only say this once. Do not talk shit on Mary Kate and Ashley. That's my girlfriend.
Okay.
She's a national treasure.
Everyone was saying, everyone calls me Steve, and Figsy, you saw my doubles. That was a long time ago. I remember I saw video games and had a good time.
So it is Stefan, then. It's not Steve. Okay. Well, everybody calls him Steve. Sorry. This is how they spell Steve over here. Another big difference. Do you guys? I don't know how the laws are in your country regarding firearms, but it is a common practice here. Well, at least in some buyers in my circle, to take guns with them on pickups because sometimes shit goes south. Do you guys ever arm yourselves when you're on a pickup?
We don't. I mean, so with Australia, there's a common misconception with Australia that we're not allowed to own firearms and everyone, can't have guns and stuff. But you can literally go and do a half-day course, get a rifle license, do a police check, which usually takes about a month or so to go through. Then you could go to a gun shop here, which we do have gun shops, and buy a rifle. Buying a pistol is a whole different story because it's a concealed weapon. You can conceal it. But like rifles and all kinds of stuff, shotguns, we can buy like pretty easily if you're not a piece of shit. But yeah, no, we can't. Like if we were to go, if I was to get my rifle and I wanted to go shooting with it, I'd have to have it inside a locked case and stuff and padlocks and all sorts of shit on it. So I couldn't just, take it to a deal just in case it went south and get like 6 shooters out and go like, yeah, it doesn't happen.
Well, no, but yeah, well, the USA collecting versus US collecting. Sometimes a lot of people I know go to.
That's crazy.
Go to pickups back.
I know what you call it, the wild now.
Yeah,
I'm in fucking. I'm in Arizona, fucking town.
Figsy,
you gotta be careful.
To a game, like, have you ever gone to collect a game where you felt uneasy about it? Like, I definitely have. Like, I've picked up games from places where I know that area is a bit of a shithole, but I've never thought that someone's going to come out with like revolvers and start going and shoot me.
Yeah, I've definitely had uncomfortable situations, but
like come inside to see if the game works, and you're just like, nope, just fucking give me the game, and like I'll go.
Well, there's an addendum to hunting in the wild. If you're don't feel like you're risking your life, you're not fucking hunting in the wild. Fucking pussy, fucking motherfucker. Okay, I gotta piss again. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I just bring my dog. I have a German Shepherd. And
oh, wow.
I leave the window cracked, and if anybody tried anything, good luck. She'll hop right out that window. I'm also 6'5" and weigh 260 pounds, so that makes things a little easier too. I'm not really worried about it. Most people are more nervous about me.
Yeah,
and they're like, "Oh, hello." I'm like, I just want games. They're like,
so in America, I guess this is another question I had about America versus Australian collecting. When you go to collect games and stuff that you buy off Marketplace and stuff, how often does a person want you to meet them somewhere publicly to do the trade rather than like go to their house?
I prefer that. I prefer that, honestly. I prefer, like, honestly, meeting in front of a police station or something for most of my deals, because I think that just makes things more comfortable.
Because, I mean, Figsy will be able to say the same thing. Is I don't think I've ever, maybe once or twice out of the hundreds of times I've gone to collect games and stuff, I've never had to go somewhere publicly to pick up.
I've only ever done it once, and it was one of the weirdest things I've ever had to do. Like, that was a really weird interaction. They got me to meet them in a food court, and it was so awkward and weird. Every other time I went to the house.
I think that's more someone just being paranoid, like really paranoid about meeting somebody. But yeah, generally speaking, you go to someone's house here to pick up games and stuff. It's not really common practice to have to go to a public
I
place.
think there's a culture in Australia, not with younger people, but especially with older people, that in Australia you trust everyone and you know your neighbors and things like that. So like with marketplace and stuff, people are still in that zone where they can, all right, I'm going to go over and do these deals, and you don't really hear many stories of things going bad in Australia. Like that.
People get robbed and stuff still. Don't get me wrong. There's still crime here. We're not saying that, like, you know, where me and Figsy are is a pretty bad place for crime, but getting mugged and stuff like that, it's pretty rare to happen unless you're getting mugged by someone that knows you because you owe them money or something like that. Like that sort of stuff happens, but you know, getting robbed off marketplace because you're trying to buy FIFA 14 for the PS2 doesn't happen.
I also 14 for the PS2. That's a robbery type game.
Yeah.
$100 there.
I just don't make big deals with strangers either. Like I would never go to spend like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars with a total stranger. Unless it was something like I really wanted, and I was like, I would bring people with me if it was a lot of money or something. I was really worried about it. But
yeah, because I mean, going somewhere with $700 cash or something is a little bit uneasy.
Yeah,
so that's interesting you say that, Joe, because I've had a situation where I've done that. But like we said before, we're in a small town, so
and who are you dealing with? Some like mom or some random person, you know what I mean? Like it depends on.
Well, to me, the person had mutual friends with three or four other collectors in town. So before I even went out there, I sort of had an idea of, okay, this person, I've seen them on the marketplace. I sort of knew that, and I ended up going around there and chatting to the guy for an hour, and we're friends today. So, like, I guess if it was just a random person, I probably wouldn't have done it. But this was a deal for like $700 or $800, and I went to his house with cash.
So there was one. So it's funny. Like there was this one person I met randomly, and this guy was like a big Nintendo collector and had a ton of awesome Sony stuff. Like a lot of my like really cool stuff in my collection I got from this one dude. And at first we had like randomly met up. We made like a small deal and I got some nice stuff. And then like afterwards, you know, we chatted. He was a cool dude. And then he's like, hey, you know, just so you know, I have all this stuff too. And it was a lot of stuff. And then we ended up working out a huge, like big trade. And that one time we met up at like, I don't know, the whole vibe felt good the whole time. And like we had done the deal already. And but yeah, that was such an awesome deal, dude. Oh man, he's probably not pleased. Let's put it that way. He got some nice stuff for me. Like I traded him like some Zelda stuff and like a bunch of my 3DS stuff. Like he got good stuff, but it was just the right time. Like nobody was looking at Sony, and like he's like,
But I guess at the end of the day, like we said before, as long as everyone's happy and they're getting something that they want.
Oh yeah.
Some people don't give a shit about the dollar value of a game. They just want, you know, to trade for something that they want. So
just so you know, though, I at the time walked away. He had Tronbon and Brigandine, and I was like, those are a little pricey. I don't really want those. And back then they were pricey. They were like, he wanted like $100 for those. I was like, now, like, so I'm still upset about it too. So we're both probably still upset. So
there's an old Italian saying. You keep saying, Andy, where you know, as long as both people are happy, it's a good deal. But a good deal is where both people are unhappy. You know, because what's that?
Yeah,
I saw it in some gangster movie, and but yeah, I guess it's an old Italian saying. As long as both people are unhappy, it's a good deal.
Yeah.
Oh, but shit. Where did Figsy go?
I have no idea.
At least have a decent.
I think a shark came right out of the water.
No, I won't say that. I was going to say a stingray, but
you're
rock spiders. Yeah,
it's fucking dark, Andy. Shit.
Tasmanian devil. Something.
Tasmanian tiger.
Do those exist still?
No, they're extinct. Yeah, they're extinct.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Actually, wait, no. Maybe Tasmanian tigers do exist. I don't even know now.
I think the tiger is extinct. The devil is still alive and well.
Alive, yeah.
Shit. I'm gonna take us to the chat because we have an uncomfortable silence here. Let's see. Chase Hill Inventory says, morning, you crazy kids.
Ew.
He's I guess he's in the UK.
Yep.
I'm not as good at Figsy as this Figsy is. Hold on, what we got here? Last time I put up some porn. Okay, in the UK we just take our mums
To the deals. That's scary enough.
They negotiate.
Make sure it's
We
not
just
ripping you off.
sit in the car and carry the boxes.
I prefer the house. At least they know where the body.
It's true. I mean, yeah.
Ferb says Aussies don't care. Just leave the front door open. Is it that friendly over there?
It depends
I
where you
know.
live, but most of the places people will just like if someone knows that you're coming over their house to pick something up, they'll just leave the front door open, like sometimes not unlocked, but open, so you know they're home and you can knock on the door and say, "Hey, I'm here to pick up the stuff."
Jesus,
That's not what happens here.
yeah, no, yeah, you
They'll
get
get
run
the
up.
I
shotgun
was
out.
telling them, Will,
Are
I'm
you
like,
from the
most
bank?
Most of my deals happen in front of a police station or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, like
That-
they
that-
want
I-
to meet in public or. Yeah.
I've heard of that tactic. Fucking, I'll meet you at a police station
So-
for that PS5, but no, I've never gone that far.
So that's the question we have for you then, Will. Most of your deals, is it picking up from people's houses that you have done? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, just
It used to be a long time ago, but
No,
not
I
so
mean-
much for me anymore.
my last. It's been a fucking again. I talked about the sharks in my town, and it's really bad. And to
Yeah,
find a good
yeah.
find a good deal. I mean, PS3 used to be, still what's the word, unnoticed, for a minute. And in that minute, I fucking started collecting PS3, and it was easy, and not everybody was after it, but now people have caught on, but yeah, it's just arrange the deal. Meet me at my house. Go over there, text them. Yeah, I'm out front, and they come to the front door. And like I said, if they leave me waiting for more than 5-10 minutes, I'm fucking bing bong, bing bong, bing bong. I'm ringing that bell, knocking on that door. Where are my fucking games, motherfucker? It's just, but I don't know. I'm from. I wouldn't say I'm from the old school where deal's a deal, but yeah, I am from the old school where deal's a fucking deal. And if you set the shit up, we better be there when
Yeah,
I fucking
it is but it's
And
a
that's a-
two-way street as well, because I mean, for every single time that you go to someone's house as a buyer to buy something and get fucked around, if you try and sell things on marketplace, it's just as bad. You'll have wankers that'll be like, "Oh, I'll be there in 10 minutes time," and then fucking 3 hours later, no one's turned up. You're just like,
Oh my
"Fuck this!
God,
Why am I
dude.
even bothering?" Like,
I've been
Yeah,
trying to
I've been-
sell my Marshall cab for like months, and I get like at least 2 people a week. They're like,
"Is
"I'll
this still
take it.
available?"
I'll
Yeah,
be
take
there
it.
in an hour." And I'm like, "Okay." And then 2 days later, they're like, "Will you meet me in Cuba? And I'll give you $100 less." I'm like, "That no, why? This always
Yeah.
happens."
Oh,
Like,
dude,
it's just- I'm
to
always
get-
like, "It's right here. This is how much it is. Come pick it up anytime you want."
Yeah, selling locally, it's a lot of fucking. You're gonna get about 3 jerk offs until you fucking get one person who shows up. And,
Yeah.
and then fucking. Ugh.
I guess
But
that's
yeah,
the
that's-
benefits of eBay. Really, it's people either buy it or they don't. And they don't pay. You don't send it. So
I also love when people are like, "Is everything perfect?" I'm like, "It's 17 years old.
Yeah,
You might have to fix something."
yeah.
What do
Especially
you,
if it's like
do you know what you're buying? Like,
Yeah.
I listed what year it came out. Like, if you buy a car that's 17 years old, you think it's going to be brand spanking new perfect? I don't know what
Yeah.
you mean, man.
I try.
It's 17
Get
years
what you're
old. Have you had
getting.
any problems with it? I mean, no, never.
No,
17-year-old car, nothing wrong with it.
When I'm selling, I try to be as fucking transparent as possible.
Hmm.
I try to. You want to predict the fucking kind of dumbass questions you're going to get and just answer them in the fucking sales post. But
But they
and then
don't read it. That's the
they-
problem.
they-
Half the time they don't read even.
they-
They
they-
read
they-
what's up there.
and you're right. Yeah, you list in perfect working order, no scratches, blah blah blah. Are there any scratches on it? Is it working? It's like, dude, did you read the fucking post, you piece of shit? No, but,
Okay, question. Does it piss you off when you have something for sale and it's, say, like $20 or something like that for an item, and someone messages you and asks the question of, what's your lowest price?
Oh, I fucking yeah.
You just ignore them, or-
I just reply it $20. You know, whatever the,
Yeah.
whatever the fuck it's posted for. That's my lowest price.
Yeah, I don't like that question. I don't know why. It's not really a good negotiating tactic.
Yeah, what's the lowest you'll go? It's you know, and sometimes I don't know. Sometimes I will play. I'll play the game, and I'll just put $1 less or something. But
It rubs me up the wrong tree. If someone just comes out and lowballs me and says, if it's a $20 item, they lowball me and say, "Would you take $10?" I just be like, "Fuck it, like just take it." But if they say, "What's your lowest price?" it just sparks something in my mind that makes me angry. So I don't know why.
I'm gonna let you guys in a little tactic I used to use. I don't know if I've talked about it here before, but it's kind of fucked up. Because I got a group of friends, local sellers, buyers, etc., and they post something. You see something you want, right? And you're like, oh shit, but it's a little overpriced. So what you get like 3 or 4 of your friends, to contact this person and lowball the fuck out of them.
Yeah.
Lowball the fuck out of them, and then you come in and you make a reasonable
offer. Yeah.
and then all of a sudden the buyer's like, yeah, sure, come on, come get it. But yeah, you gotta soften up. Is that crooked? Is that fucked up? I don't know.
No, not
That's
really.
interesting.
I've done that something similar for that with an old iMac someone had for sale. Like those old iMacs that are a CRT and they're the different colors.
Yeah, the big
Yeah,
one. Yeah.
someone was selling
Orange.
one of them locally, and in the ad it said $100, and when I messaged them, they're like, "Make an offer." I'm like, "You said $100." I'm like, "Make an offer." So I'm like, literally got 3 other people to message this person and then make them an offer of like $10.
Yeah.
And
And
then I tried to I messaged them later on saying, "Oh, would you take like $30?" And they just didn't reply. So sometimes I think that would work. Sometimes it doesn't. So.
Well, it opens up the gate. I mean, it lets the buyer know that there's some desire for what they got. But I don't lowball like $1 more than the fucking last guy. I will make him a reasonable offer, because sometimes these people, it's fucked up. These people post shit and it's just fucking ridiculously overpriced.
Yeah, and they want you to get into like a private bidding war with all these other people over their junk. It's like, fuck off, I'm not doing that. Like,
We're not on eBay. That's not how it works.
We're not on eBay. I'm not going to sit there going, "I'll give you $30 more than them." Like, it's an old broken fucking iMac.
A lot of people say, what the hell is it? The heritage auctions. You guys know these guys? You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Heritage auctions. Well, fuck. If people want to play $1 million for a Shield Mario 3, fucking let them. Blah, 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 blah. No, that fucking sort of shit. Fucking, because it's average Joe grandma who fucking reads this goddamn news story on her Facebook feed and then fucking thinks that her goddamn fucking common piece of shit in NBA 08 is worth fucking $1 million, and that's what she posts it for.
Yeah.
No, and that's a lot of that's speaking of pet peeves, that's one thing that pisses me off. People don't know shit. They read a fucking Mario sold for $1 billion, and they fucking post their fucking crap sports title for $100.
I love those posts. I love when people post, "I have a Wii, $300." I love those posts.
It plays GameCube games, $300.
I see people. I have a PS2
It
Slim
gets
with
better.
a controller, $290.
Paid $700 for it used once.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah.
Andy, do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
You
man.
sent me a screenshot of an ad like a week ago, and it was Battlefield. What's the new Battlefield called?
Battlefield 1940, Battlefield 2042, whatever it's called, the new shit one that everyone hates.
And the guy's like, $59. Bought it last week for $70, brand new. Played it once. It's literally $5 in the shops.
It was literally $5 at that time in the shops.
Yeah, people. It's sad. People think people, they just don't know. There's just when you get people out of their fucking it's not their field, it's not their shit, and they come in and fucking overpriced shit. So
at the end of the day, most of it's mass-produced products where there is some certain aspect of rarity to some of the stuff, but like for instance, Mario 64 for the 64 is a massive game that sold shitloads of copies of it. It's not a rare game at all. It's just rare to be in a nice box.
And now they're becoming less and less. It's not becoming as rare because more people are grading them because they're like, hang on, I've got a sealed case of 12 of these. Let's send them all in. Suddenly there's not one on the population report. There's 40. Is it really worth $1 million? No, it's not. And copies are getting cheaper and cheaper.
Because of that, yeah.
But we will touch on the grading and the auction situation on a future podcast because that's an entire crazy rabbit hole to go down.
Yeah. Yeah.
Speaking of future, hey, homework. Did you guys do your homework?
Yes.
Octavia, you ate it.
All right. So today's homework is guilty pleasure video games.
Mm-hmm.
I brought a stack of 4 games and a soundtrack. Who wants to go first? Guilty pleasure video games. Who wants to go first?
Andy's go first. I've only got one game. So a couple of months ago, I saw a couple of reviews online for this game where I didn't really read the review very well. I sort of just browsed through the pictures of the game. And what I thought I was buying was basically a game where you walk around an arcade virtually, and you can play the game, you can play the arcade machines. I thought, that's fucking awesome. That sounds like a really cool game. I'll buy it. So when it arrives, I start looking at the case and I think, this is weird. Why is there a washing machine on this? Why is there a washing machine and a mop bucket next to all these video arcade machines? I thought this is really weird.
I know what game you're talking about.
Yeah. So.
Oh no, the green.
Oh no.
Yeah. So I ended up loading this up, and it ended up being a game where
you have to clean.
You basically have to wash clothes you basically inherit from your really snobby rich father a laundromat, and you basically have to constantly go around washing clothes, putting it in a dryer, and then occasionally you go out the back and there's some old arcade machines in a back room and you collect the money out of the hoppers in there, and you literally just every single day in this game go around doing washing, and then you slowly get more money and you slowly start putting more more arcade machines in this laundromat. And I think I've got about 400 hours on this game right now. And my partner laughed at me when she saw me first playing it, and I thought, this is just not what I thought it was at all. This game sucks. Where's the actual arcade aspect of it? And yeah, 400 hours later, I'm loving it. I still think this is a really good game. It's a business simulator, awesome. And I think everyone should play it. So, yep, Arcade Paradise is on the Switch and the PS5.
No PS4 release?
I don't think so.
Oh, shit, I'm gonna watch a walkthrough of that. Who's next? Who's next to the guilty pleasures?
I'll show mine.
All right,
so I spoke about this in an episode a couple of weeks ago, but I've turned the green screen off because it's just not going to work.
Oh, I saw it already. I think I know what it is.
So we've got Playboy the Mansion. PS2. And it basically is what it says it is. You run the Playboy Mansion.
It is exactly what you think it is. Except you got these arcade machines and then the mop. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I haven't played a guilty pleasure game for 15 years. I played this when I was a kid. It's not my genre of gaming.
Are there boobies on the OSPAL version?
There are boobies on this.
Polygons.
I do remember it being one of my favorite games when I was a kid.
This game made me a man.
Is it blurred or?
I don't think it is. I don't think it's blurred. No.
Jesus.
But yeah, Playboy the Mansion. I haven't played it for a long time, but I'll say it's my one guilty pleasure game.
Joe, you gonna go first, or you want me to go first?
I got it.
All right,
so mine is Amori, but no, I'm just kidding.
Oh, god damn it! Fuck you! I have it right here. I was, yeah, you killed it.
Well, mine is just as mature as Figsy. I gotta say, I've been playing these games since I was a kid, and I gotta go with my Leisure Suit Larry games, bros.
Oh yeah.
So as far as I know, these are all the PlayStation releases. There was a PS2, and then there was a PS3 one. Wait, where is this one? Yeah, Box Office Bust, and then the classic Wet Dreams Don't Dry, and then Wet Dreams Dry Twice.
I played the PS2 one, dude.
They're just I literally the definition of a guilty pleasure. It's like almost embarrassing, but every time they release one, I buy it and I play it and I laugh because I'm immature.
Yeah,
I got a couple more too, real quick.
You got more Leisure Suit Larry your games?
No, I got another guilty pleasure game somewhere. What did I do with it? Oh gosh.
I just noticed. Is that a Evil Dead shirt?
Yeah, it's Evil Dead 2. Yeah,
Nice.
This thing's vintage, man. It is like nice faded gray. This thing's like 20 years old.
Nice.
All right, so this would be my runner-up, and if you haven't played this game, like you have to play this. Have you ever played Ride to Hell Retribution?
I have
I
that.
understand how bad it is.
No, I have that. I haven't played it, and I've got it on the grinder disc, aka the 360.
You gotta play this game. It's so ridiculous. Man.
That's one of those it's so bad it's good games.
Yes, it's just awful but hilarious.
Is it like the Pimp My Ride, MTV Pimp My Ride game? Kinda like you drive around the city and no, okay.
You drive around on a bike.
Yeah,
that happens. Yeah, and then you bang chicks, and then and it is so ridiculously silly, graphic, and stupid. Like, it's funny, man. Like,
it's like picture Sons of Anarchy video game.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
that's cool.
But it's a fucking dirty meth dealing biker. I don't know if he deals meth, but all bikers deal meth. I'm just kidding.
They make it that they deal it. Yeah.
am I allowed to show a Nintendo game, or am I going to get kicked off?
Yeah, show a Nintendo game.
Banhammer.
You gotta go. This is in your honor, Will. You would appreciate this one. I have to show you. Like, I like shmups, so I had to get these.
Oh, fuck, I hate that word.
I know, but have you ever seen waifu on the cover and the waifu discover? This game, just so you know, it says it's copyrighted by One Hand Free Studios.
Oh, dude, what? Like, they're not even being discreet about it. Jesus.
No, they're not.
It sounds like it's
Of course, they release it on Nintendo, not
Yeah, exactly. It's funny how
child-friendly
times have
platform
changed.
or anything.
Like
Is
Nintendo.
that like is that a PlayAsia type thing that you got them from?
Yeah.
Or?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
that's
okay.
definitely
I thought so.
well, these are PEGI releases. They got PAL releases, but I got them.
Okay.
And the company's called Funbox.
And they're sealed or they're unsealed?
My girlfriend would be very mad at me if I unsealed them.
Yeah, for obvious reasons.
I believe Funbox also made Hentai versus Evil, if I'm not mistaken.
Hentai versus Evil.
Yeah, I got that one downstairs.
Well, I was going to tell you, I picked that up on your recommendation. Recently,
oh, there you go. Is that a Funbox game too?
Wow.
Is that
It
right?
is Funbox.
Jesus, Funbox. Jesus.
That'd be
So
my new
where
like
did you
Stadesco.
get-
I'm gonna get all the Funbox games.
I'm guessing that's another PlayAsia thing.
I got that one off Amazon.
Okay.
Fun.
$20.
Yeah. I got it. I think I got mine off Amazon too as well. It's
It doesn't seem like a game that GameStop would stock. I mean, I've seen weird stuff at GameStop, but yeah.
It's weird. I've said it before. PlayStation, they're more uptight about what goes on their console than fucking Nintendo is, or at least
weird,
these nowadays. I thought Nintendo was supposed to be the family console, but not with fucking one-handed fucking games. What the fuck was it called? God damn it!
One hand free or something. One hand
free studios.
That's it.
Jesus.
But I think you are right there, Will, that the Nintendo did have a perception for a long time as being the family kids console. But now, geez, like
that was the
Nintendo released Night Trap originally? Or was that
Sega?
Okay.
Yeah. That was in Sega CD.
All right, well, it's my turn. My what's the word we're using?
Guilty pleasure.
Guilty pleasure.
Yeah.
As my girlfriend would call them.
Your Funbox media.
My porno games.
Oh no.
It's a Senran Kagura set. Oh, I guess there's more over there, but yeah, I love these Senran. This one's Neptunia Senran Kagura Ninja Wars.
That's the new one, right?
Yeah, it's the latest.
I want
one.
that. Cross
it-
Now,
I want that
are
one
these
too.
all just puzzle games where you're working to getting them naked at the end, or are they actual?
No, the Senran Kagura, it's just a bunch of, I guess, waifus, and they fight each other, and it's a bunch of ninja shit going on, and that's pretty much it. And they lose,
and then accidentally some
they
things.
they lose, they get less and less clothing, and
yeah,
you can
beat the clothes off them basically.
yeah, and you could do all sorts of weird fucking.
But I mean, they can't be that bad if they've
No,
got
I mean
M rating.
they're not completely naked, but
They're
they
skinny.
yeah, it's scantily clad bullshit. Oh, this one,
It's
I
Skinamax basically.
I customized this one because I found the soundtrack in the wild, and it wouldn't fit. I didn't have the case
in the
for
dumpster.
it, so I put a
Why
little
is the
double,
manual stuck together? Like, why are the
little
pages
double
double?
I got the internet. I don't need to. But
Or your
yeah,
phone?
Jesus Christ. But yeah, Senran Kagura. I like anime, and I like the aesthetic. I'm not sitting here jerking off to these things, but
No.
Figsy, calm down, man.
I've-
We're all
I've-
adults here.
Yeah.
Act like you've been there before.
trying to start collecting more anime games. That's like a new focus of mine. Actually, I'm trying to get more of like the One Piece games and more of the.
And I honestly think we talk about collectible games in the future. I think these will be collectible in the future. This one is what is this?
Yeah, I think you're
Senran
right.
Kagura Burst Renewal. I haven't opened this one.
Yeah.
So only Chambara games will be too. I think for sure.
Oh yeah. I have Oni Shambar. Oni Shambar is I would say it's dirtier than it's more risque than the fucking green screen.
Well, it's quite a niche genre, but I found there's a lot of collectors that are interested in it, are really interested in it, and go after say everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, the term eki, ECCHI, I guess it's the Japanese term for these quasi nude horn dog fucking Kotaku jerking off in his bedroom on his little mat games. But I don't know. I'm just talking shit. I have a way with words, Jandy. So there we go.
So what is the genre called of games where they're usually just really shitty puzzle games that have like women in the background that you're working on, just getting them nude by moving tiles around the screen? No, that's not hentai.
No.
I mean, hentai is just straight up cartoon porn. But there must be a name of that genre.
Yeah, I think it's the word eki, ECH.
Yeah.
ECCH. I don't know. I can't remember exactly, but it's just risque games.
Yeah.
You're not going to get
picked up a lot of games like that in the past where I've just picked up and I've looked at the screenshots and straight away I've known that that's what they are. And I'm like, no thanks. Like, put it down.
I remember 6 years old going over to my buddy's house, and his parents had strip poker on their computer, and if I could sit there for hours to try to get this dumb girl naked, to see some pixelated boobies.
Dude, Leisure Shoot Larry on the PC. That's what I started playing.
There you go.
I mean, it was hilarious. So much fun.
No, man. I'm
Playing old browser games where you've probably like filled the computer up full of viruses just to download one image.
No, we had magazines when I was a kid, but shit. My girlfriend's watching, so I better shut the fuck up.
My dog's going crazy, guys. I'll be right back.
No.
I guess the dog likes quasi porno video games on PS4. Who else we got? I'm gonna take this over to the chat.
Now we've talked about whacking off for 10 minutes. What's going on, chat? How you doing?
No one's talking about whacking off. What the hell are you talking about? Shadow Jack.
Quasi wagon, whatever.
Shadow Jax is an Xbox supporter. Well, we welcome all consoles on this podcast. So welcome aboard. Do you know this guy, Andy? Perbs?
No.
He's just laughing at you.
Yeah, everyone does. Yeah. Yep, he knew the game. He already knew what the game was.
Oh, Figsy says, "Hey, man."
Fuck that guy. Just ignore that comment. Keep going.
Banned. Oh, sorry.
What was that? Will looks like
Will
what?
looks like Jack Black.
Okay.
Hey, sure.
I'm not that fat. Fuck you guys.
You gonna do some cock push-ups or?
I love fucking Tenacious D. They're fucking rad.
Hey, Matty, how's it going, man?
Yeah.
Tenacious D are hilarious.
I can't see from this far away. Hold on. Omori strikes again. Everything I do is an attempt to push the value of this game up because I own it. So Omori.
You just start stockpiling copies yourself. Well,
Yeah.
I can't find them, dude. If I ever found another copy of Omori, I would pick it up. Mine's open.
Wasn't it in Walmart? You picked
No.
it from Walmart, didn't you?
No, you can't pick it up at Walmart. It's fucking only places where you can find rare games. You can't find rare games at Walmart. No, it's not. No.
So where did you find your copy? If you don't mind me asking.
It was
In the wild.
It was under a rock, behind a cactus, guarded by a fucking wild javelina. A javelina
An angry grandma.
is a fucking pig.
10 angry grandmas.
10 angry grandmas.
that's why he needed a gun to shoot the animal so he could get the game.
You guys wouldn't last 10 minutes fucking collecting out here. Fuck you guys.
Nah.
Fuck you.
I have spent weeks collecting over in Seattle. Thank you.
Oh, Seattle's a bunch of fucking hippies. We're cowboys. We're fucking
Yeah, a bunch of hippies
cowboys in
and,
Phoenix.
and ex-Sierra Games employees.
Yeah.
And fuck, but hippies and metal Jesus. You fucking,
Yeah.
Imagine getting a knife fight with that guy's huge. He'll fucking
Yeah. He scares me.
the guy. I wouldn't fight him. I saw him at I walked past him at a game show because I've talked so much shit on that guy over the years online, and I saw him at Game On Expo. This fucking guy's huge. Like, holy shit, what the fuck am I getting into here? And I walked the other way. That guy would fuck me up as much shit as I talk.
I'm obsessed with death metal and video games, so we would be friends.
Yeah.
I would just immediately be like, I love all the bands you like. I love all of this stuff. It'd be so funny.
You're a death metal fan?
Oh, big time. Like
Oh,
every
sweet.
shirt he wears is a video game shirt, but it's based on a metal band. So it's a Belmont shirt, but it's Behemoth, or it's it's an Opeth shirt, but it's a different thing. So like I love it because they're real bands.
Yeah.
So yeah, I love metal, man.
I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of death metal, but I can respect it. I enjoy punk rock myself.
I like punk too. I like anything that any but you can play an instrument really well. I'll listen to it. I don't care what it is. But yeah,
I'm a big 2000s metal guy.
I am.
Early 2000s, late 90s is my cream of the crop for metal. But I grew up listening to punk too, so I'm all about that shit. So Giant Anti-Flag,
copies of Mori.
15. I used to love them, man. Dead Kennedys, Bad Brains, love that stuff, man.
Oh, so you're speaking my language now. Shit,
Yeah.
I gotta piss again. I'm sorry, the seal's been broken. I'll be right back, guys.
So Chaos for Hire was saying he has 3 copies of Amori.
Stockpiling them.
Yeah. Yeah, he knows the deal.
Well, speaking of that, did you guys stockpile any of them limited rare games that were on the other day? You guys get any of them? How many copies?
I only ever buy one copy of a game. If I've got doubles, I sell them. So
Did you buy the Antarctica game?
Mate, yeah, I got 2 copies.
I got 1.
you got 2. You didn't get 5.
I should have. I had the money.
So
I should have. But
I didn't understand that. So
You said you
is
got
it saying that if you order 5, you'll get different variants of the covers or some shit?
You'll get 1 super rare variant cover.
Oh,
I believe-
FOMO variant.
The FOMO variant.
Yeah, that's a bit shit.
Yeah, so I should have done it, but I'm
There was a
totally
lot of
happy with
backlash
having
over
a
that.
copy.
Like in the comment section of everywhere that I saw that posted that link, there was people saying, fuck this fucking bullshit. So Wasn't really received
Question
very
to
well.
chat: did anyone order 5 copies?
Yeah, someone might have.
You
I
ordered
just-
a copy. Well, Andy, sorry.
Yeah, I did, mate.
Well,
I ordered
PS4
one as
horror
well.
is like one of my sets I'm going for. Like I want all PS4 horror games, so I need at least a copy. So I'm so glad I got at least a copy. I could care less about the FOMO variant.
The Steam reviews of the actual game on Steam don't look too bad. Like it doesn't look like it's a trash game that's been ported to the PS4. So I mean, it might be an okay game to play, but I mean, it's sealed. So I don't know if you want.
I'm just looking up if it's actually sold out.
I'm not
or
opening it.
not.
Not opening.
It disappeared for a bit, Figsy, and then it showed back up again. So I don't think they've got limited amounts.
Well,
of
the
copies.
last couple of releases they did were 24 hours only. So they came out as this is the Halloween game. So I'm curious to see if it's actually still up.
Yeah.
I looked early today and I think it said sold out. But it's like you could pre-order it, but then when you click on it, it said sold out.
Yeah, the website's really weird.
It really is. Their
Like,
Twitter's
I couldn't
really
work-
weird too.
I couldn't work out if the website was bugging out and was all fucked up, or it was just how the website was supposed to be, but it's just how it's designed.
That's part of the joke, I think.
Yeah, that's part of it. Like I remember when I first ordered Tamishi, I had friends who would message back going, "It looks like a scam. I'm not going to do this." And
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't
Well-
really care. It's PayPal.
$30.
There was
And
something
And it worked out, didn't it, Fixie?
There was something funny that when the order confirmation came through, they hadn't changed like the default title on their website, so it said like your order from my blog or something. That was weird. So it didn't actually say your order from Limited Rare
Limited
Games.
Rare
It said
Games.
from your my blog. or something.
Myblog.net or something.
Yeah.
I've just looked it up, and they are out of stock. So they've
Okay.
sold out copies.
That's
Probably
cool.
because they've sold out because everyone bought 5, not 1.
Wow. That really is just anyway.
Well, it's on purpose. If you read the Twitter, he's like, I am the king of FOMO, creator of FOMO-gasms and extreme FOMO entertainment.
Oh,
Like,
wow. At least they
oh yeah. Like they know
yeah.
they're like toying with us.
Yeah, but
uh,
they're
Yeah.
making sales doing it. I'll be honest,
I bought it
Really
a second
buy-
I could. Are you kidding me?
I don't really buy from any of these companies anymore, but I still buy limited rare games because I like the meme.
It makes money
Well-
it makes sense from a business perspective to do that, but
Oh, definitely. Will, did you
Right.
purchase the recent PS4 limited rare game that came out this week?
No, I'm not an asshole.
oh, okay. Did you buy 5
Well-
copies then?
Yes, I'm a savvy investor. No, I don't know what game are you talking about? What are we talking about? What did I miss?
Antarctica 88? Is it 88?
Oh
Antarctica?
no,
Oh,
no. Oh, here we
Come on,
go.
Tell
You
us
guys are
what
fucking. All right, okay. So I was made. I've never heard of the game until it popped up, and then I went and I looked at these guys' website, and they're trying to be self-aware, but they know what they're fucking doing. They're pumping up the fucking. This is the same guys did Tamashi and whatever the fuck that other game was. What was the other game?
Poop Slinger and then
I don't actually
Poop
think
Slinger.
they did Poop Slinger. If you look on Twitter, there's actually another Twitter account that originally did Poop Slinger. So it was a big controversy back in the day when they first did Tamishi. It came out like it's a different company, and the original company have actually come out and said we haven't reprinted another game, but they eventually posted copies out. So does anyone else know about this? It was a controversy back in the day.
They
And I
also
remember,
did-
'cause I bought Tamishi, and it was a 9-month wait of, did we all just get ripped off?
They also did Demon Pit most recently, if I'm not
Demon
mistaken.
Pit, yes.
Yeah.
That, people were saying that. so.
Fucking Wiener Pit. Fucking no. I was looking over their Twitter posts, and they're trying to be self-aware. But fucking, it's 80. Was it $80 for one
no,
copy?
$24. It
24?
was kind of trickery. Well, not trickery, but it had like a thing saying that it's an
Yeah.
$80 game, but you're getting it for $24. Like you're getting discounted. So
Yeah,
and they-
again,
and
just a joke.
And if you order the 5 copies, you get the oh my fucking god edition or something. Some
Yeah.
bullshit
Super
like that.
special FOMO.
Dude, you're
5,000 edition.
fucking. Oh my god, you're getting tricked. You're getting duped, dude. It's probably some wannabe 8-bit piece of shit, and probably game probably looks like crap, plays like crap because nobody will ever know because they'll never open it.
No. But it's not like this is the thing, Will. I don't usually like buying shit games, and I usually only like buying things that I think I'll play. I looked it up. It's a Steam game, and it's got really good reviews on Steam, like good feedback on Steam. So it's it's a proper game. It's not just some piece of shit that they've ported from somewhere that no one knows about and wants to play. It's like a legitimate game.
Is it 8-bit style?
No.
No, it actually looks okay. It looks like Doom 3 BFG edition.
I don't know. I'm just. I'm just.
I do get where Will's coming from, though. It's not
Cynical.
like it's God of War that's coming out next week, or
No.
But if you go back to the PS3's library, almost every game is like a first-party type big games. I get where Will's coming from. It's still an underground small title that no one's going to care about in 2 years.
Well, I'm cynical because of LRG games, and everybody they're just doing it, and you know why they're doing it.
Yeah, definitely. They're definitely
I'm
like for money, but it makes sense. Like from a business perspective, why would you only print 2,500 games and sell them for $29 when you could print 5,000 games and tell people that you have to buy 5 of them to get a special rare copy? I mean, they'll probably sell faster. I mean, they'll probably sell out at 5,000 anyway. So I don't know.
Oh, I have no doubt they're going to sell out, and they are definitely tapping into the FOMO, fear of missing out.
And they know that. They know that too.
And like, yeah, they're being self-aware about it, but they know what they're doing. They're not being. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying into it. I'm not. But that's my 2 bits on that subject.
That's your 8-bit.
Fuck yeah. Oh, Andy, you are so quick with it. Good job. Who else we got in the chat? I'm sensing
we got Sirens in here who's
silence.
saying he got a copy as well
Of what?
of Antarctica 88.
Got the game cat in here.
It's $6. It's $6 digital for this game.
It's $6 on Steam. No, PS Store. Maybe it is $6 on the PS Store as well.
Miguel.
We just got.
What you guys got?
Yeah, we got yeeted.
And then we've got Miguel from last week's show. Greetings from New York City.
What's up,
Showing
Miguel?
love and support for the podcast. Nice to see you, Miguel.
Yeah, look, I'm all lost in my green screen. Yeah, what's up, Miguel? I'm waving my hands, but yeah, what's up, dude?
Ferbs is saying, can't wait for the God of War Collector's Edition. Oh, that doesn't come with a disc? Really? That's
Yeah.
so cool.
I think the New Horizon one same way, isn't it?
Yeah.
Maybe another one like that.
And it's like a $500 collector's edition, isn't it?
What?
See, to me, that's not a collector's edition. That's a statue. You buy
Yeah, no, the Resin Rock, like the collector's edition of Resin Rock's like $500 or something, or even more.
It's crazy.
There's no disc.
However, like if we look at PC collecting, PC collector's editions haven't had discs for a few years. I mean, a few of them do, but most PC collector's editions don't come with discs anymore.
I guess that's because most games are released on a platform now as well. Like it's either on the Epic's Game Store or on Steam and stuff like that. Like there's not many games these days where you put a disc in and it just plays directly off the disc. Like it's always going to come from some sort of platform like Steam.
PlayStation collecting's now like that. Look at the new Call of Duty. It's all, I think, 500 megabytes of data is actually on that disc.
Yeah, and the rest of it's got to fetch.
187 gigs, and there's only you're right, tiny bit amount of megabytes on the disc, and that's bullshit. It really is. It's like taking the piss out of physical collecting. And what's the point?
And a waste of storage too. Like on a disc that's got 50 something gigs on it. Like what a waste of production value of it. Because I mean, most ultra Blu-ray discs hold like 100 gigs or something like that. And if you're only putting 72 megabytes or something on that disc, that's just a waste of. It's worse than wrapping something in plastic and then never using it. Like from a environmental standpoint, you're manufacturing these discs that have got fucking nothing on them.
They could have used CDs.
Yeah, yeah, or a USB stick.
Modern Warfare isn't a collectible game, if you ask me. It's fucking there. It's up there with sports games. There's a new one every year, and it's aimed at the lowest common denominator.
Fucking kill
you. I 100% agree with that, but unfortunately, game developers don't look at their games like we're going to sell to collectors. They look at, all right, what do we do now? So, you might see Atlas titles or NIS America titles coming out where the game's not on the disc. You got to put the disc in and download it. Like, is it going to be worth it for game collecting in the future?
I don't know. I'd like to think that NIS and Atlas are aware enough that they couldn't get away with that shit. Those guys are, boutique. I don't know what the hell the term I would use, but I'd like to, I'd like to think that they're smart enough to fucking know that.
I love to think that that's the case. Obviously, we know Limited Run, what they're like as a company. Are you guys aware that there's some Limited Run games that don't have all the content? You need to either send them back a copy and they'll replace it, or
that happened with Doom.
Yeah, put your game in and you've got to update it.
Yeah,
this is a
the
game
Doom
sold to
for
collectors,
Switch,
and you've got to open it up and update it.
That was a huge controversy because people didn't want to open their copies, and they were asking people to destroy the old copy before they send them new ones and stuff like that. It was like this weird thing.
Wow.
So that's an interesting thing. Do you guys ever buy different region games just because the content's on disc? Because I do. I'll do research and try to find which region got the disc that has the damn game on it.
For example.
Life is Strange 2, when it got released in the United States, 4 episodes are on the disc and the 5th episode is a download code. But the Japanese copy has all 5 episodes on the disc because it got released 4 months later or something. So I imported that one because it has English. So stuff like that, like Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate. If you buy the PS5 copy, it's a digital code and a game. But if you buy the PS4 copy, it comes with 2 discs and it has the install disc and the play disc. So I do research a lot to try to find which version has the damn game on it, because I get so mad when it's a code or it's not on there. I hate that. And sometimes you can't avoid it. It is what it is. But I definitely do look around. Same thing with Switch is a big thing too with that.
I guess it depends on the game. It depends on the game and how you're collecting and stuff. Sometimes some people like collecting Fortnite games and they don't really care if it's the game's discs on there or not. They just want the Figsy. You've got one of them that's got a code in it that's worth a fair bit now, and it's got no data on the disc, don't you?
Yeah, funny you mentioned that copy. I've actually had a certain friend reach out to me, and he's tried to buy that code off me, not the case. Yeah. I'm like, I'll sell you the case. He's like, I don't want the case. I just want the code because I'm playing Fortnite at the moment, and it's got certain things on it. So, down the line, I would say that there would be more people out there who aren't collectors who have got that, and they have simply downloaded it, thrown their case away, or thrown the code away and kept the case. So that's going to become basically a worthless piece of plastic in the future. Or will it go down the other route of becoming collectible because of how it is?
The Digitiles, whatever it's called, the Spanish.
Yeah, I personally don't believe it will, because there's so many releases out there. If you look at the PS3, I can name all the digital releases on 2 hands.
Yeah.
And I say that with a grain of salt because there's really only 3 or 4. But then when you get down to variants, there's the Digitales. There's a DuckTales that has a digital only. But that DuckTales is actually really collectible because it doesn't just have the code. It's actually got a
pin,
a key ring inside.
Yeah, the key ring.
Oh, key ring? It's a key ring?
Yeah.
I thought it was a pin. Okay, but I know.
No, you're right, Will. It's a pin. Yeah, it's a pin. And then you've got Marvel vs. Combat 2, where a sealed copy's worth $300 or $400 more than a used one because And
Just
the
the
reasoning
codes.
behind that is you can guarantee the sealed copy's never been used, where you could buy a new copy. Like my copy's open, code's unused, but you can't actually confirm that the codes are unused.
Actually,
No.
you can.
Can you today, even if the
Yes.
codes have been expired? Okay.
Type it in, and it'll come out. It'll tell you if it's fucking valid or not. And
That's
Okay.
and then it'll say download now or no. If you do download now, then yeah, boom, you've used it up. But if you you won't use it up.
I've got one I want to show you guys. Now, I used to think this is going to be like one of the most collectible things out there, but today I don't think it'll be worth anything in the future. And that is, I'm going to turn this green screen off quickly.
Everybody's spinning on my screen.
That's the Resident Evil anthology. So this includes Resident Evil 1 to 6. However,
Wow.
only 6 is on disc. 1 to 5 are all download codes. So because of that, I purposely bought a sealed copy.
I
I think this was $100. It still sells for over that today, but I expect it to be worth a fortune. But once the games all got re-released on PS4, the price dropped again. However, the interesting piece about this is you can find a used copy for $10, and people sell it as Resident Evil 6 only.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But does the code work still? Like if you were to, I'm not going to say you're going to do it, but if you were to unseal that, or I was to unseal that without you looking one day, would the code still work?
Now, and I'll have to get some people to correct me, including Sean. Now, I'm under the impression that either 3 things will happen. 1, being the codes will never expire. 2, being the codes have got an expiry date.
Yeah.
Or 3, being the codes will stop working once the servers have been shut down and the online support's gone. I'm not sure what's going to happen with any of these codes. If anyone in chat knows a definitive answer. But I know my buddy Sean's been playing a lot of games recently, including Dirt 3. And he tried maybe like 10 or 15 codes, and every single one didn't work. And we weren't sure if it didn't work because the codes were expired or because the servers were shut down or the codes just don't work anymore.
Or were these used copies, or were they like sealed?
They were all used copies, but we tried that many copies and they're all from collectors. I mean, I'm pretty certain that my copy'd never been used before.
You just never know, but I guess.
Can't be 100% sure.
No.
If anyone's got any information to add on this, please let us know in the comments below, and I'll talk.
Because I know you can't add a credit card. You can't add a credit card into the PlayStation 3 network anymore, like the PSN network for PlayStation 3. But you can add money to a wallet, and that's about it.
And that's, sorry, good.
No, though, the ways around it, you add money to your wallet, or you buy a gift card. That's the best ways, or gift card with the code. It's the best ways to get money on your PS3 and buy games. But no, you're right.
One of my biggest concerns about Sony is their seemingly like lackadaisical attitude about backwards compatibility in older generations in general.
Yeah.
So I am very concerned that they're going to be like, just shut it down. Who cares? Whatever.
Yeah.
And like that will suck. Like I really hope that they, I think they should be like the opposite. They should be like, you know what? All DLC is free for all the games. And here's a database. You can all access it. Anybody who has this system, it's open. It's
because, I mean, how will the
Never gonna
licensing
happen.
work? Because with a physical
Why not?
disc...
Like, I'm talking like 10 years down the road, 15 years.
Because if you're offline with a physical disc, it does the check with the physical disc to say that you've got the license in it and it should play. PlayStation 4 recently had a bug with this, and PlayStation actually fixed it in the firmware update. I'm just wondering if you download a game from the store from your PS3, and then in 5 years' time, once the server's offline, you got to play that game because the PSN's offline. That license isn't there. All your digital games are just completely useless. They won't play.
No, that's got to be addressed. Like, and the way data storage works. Like, it's going to be in the future really like nothing to have all this data somewhere available to people. It's, they'll be able to store it on a quantum SD card, the entire PS3 library or something. You know what I mean? It's all
when you think about it, the full PS3 library in size wise is probably no bigger than like I'm just guessing here, it's probably no bigger than 30 or 40 terabytes, which is in a data center somewhere is fucking water off a duck's back. It's nothing.
Exactly.
It's one hard. It's two or three hard drives in a server somewhere.
So that's what I mean. If Sony had like a soul, and they actually cared about the people who bought all their stuff over and supported them the last 20 years, they would just make the database and keep people access and but they won't. Or they'll shut it down and be like, sign up for PlayStation Plus, and then we'll get it.
Like the Wii shop is closed.
Hey, to get trophies.
Yeah.
Isn't it? The Wii shop is closed now. And Wii games and stuff, you can't, I don't know if you can play Wii games that you downloaded on the
3DS or the DS, they shut down as well, I believe.
Nintendo are the most
Nintendo sucks.
company I've ever
So
seen.
just adding on what you were going to say, I think what's even worse is there's certain physical games out there now, not digital games, but physical games that require like certain patches to actually play.
Yeah,
so there's going to be games that you own. Once the servers are down, if you don't have the game already installed with the download patch downloaded, it'll be unplayable. And that's the saddest thing, because like this is never the case on the PS1 or the PS2.
No,
I agree.
It's not going to be the case for many PS3 games, but 30 years down the line, it's probably going to be 50% of the PS4 library unplayable because there's a day one patch.
Yeah. Fatal Frame, Made in the Blackwater, the English is a patch. So if you've tried to play that game in 15 years and you pop in your copy, all of a sudden the English is gone. Good luck. Hope you remember how it goes.
Auto Trilogy was unplayable without the day one patch. They make a lot of games. They actually purposely make. Hang on, this is going to be worse. They purposely make games unplayable so games don't get released early, and then they release a day one patch.
Oh, whoa, really?
Yeah. Like, so they don't get leaked and stuff. Yeah.
They will put a bug in a game to stop it working before the day one. So that's why they then put a day one patch in. So in the future, once the servers are down, because of that, games aren't going to be played.
This is some tinfoil hat shit.
I love this. My favorite stuff.
Tinfoil hat.
You ever see somebody who had games early? I worked at a gas station a long time ago, and some dude pulled up in a car once, and he's like, "Yo, you want to buy Gears of War?" And he had Gears of War 3 weeks before it came out, 50 copies of it. He's like, "Don't go online, bro.
The only thing I can think of,
you can buy it."
The only thing I can think of is back in the day when I had a 360 when it was out, I got Grand Theft Auto 5 for the 360 probably 2 weeks before it came out in Australia.
That's sick, though.
That
must have been hype, bro.
Yeah, I was playing it at home.
Grand Theft Auto
and all the
5.
friends kept coming over trying to play it, and yeah, it was good times.
So this was interesting. 2 years ago, COVID hit, obviously. So Square Enix were releasing a big game at the time, and it was Final Fantasy VII Remake. And because of this, there were logistical issues where the game wasn't actually going to be able to be released in certain countries. So what they said is, we're going to ship games to Australia early, because if we don't, because of COVID, they're not going to get them. So they broke street date 2 weeks early in Australia. Funnily enough, Twitch and YouTube started banning people streaming the game.
Oh, really?
So I had the game
Not
2 weeks
smart.
early. I had 14 days worth of content because I couldn't stream it.
Wow.
Yeah, it was cool. We got Final Fantasy VII Remake 2 weeks early.
Wow.
God damn.
I didn't know that.
Dude, I
Well-
hope the new Final Fantasy is good. So bad.
Well, gentlemen, we have reached the. We're at the 2 hour mark, and this is about the extent of my stamina. This is
You got
about the
piss again too.
This is about the extent of how much bullshit I can put up with. So I am going to say goodnight to you all. Andy, it's always a pleasure. Joe, fucking great
Peace.
time. Figsy, whatever.
Yeah.
I will see you guys
next week.
next week. Same bat time, but same bat channel.
Cool.
But good night for me, guys.
Take it easy, everybody.
Good
Thanks
guys.
for having me again.
Thanks
See
a
ya
lot, man.
Thanks again for
Bye.
coming on the show, Andy, Joe. We'll
No
definitely
dramas.
get you guys.
Are we all
back
gonna
on.
sing? Are we all gonna sing the
Yeah.
outro or what?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure we will.
All right.
Are we singing?